the Dirk Blinker Show.
Welcome back to the Dirk Blinker Show. Tonight we've promised you a panel of guests that would bring you the answers to the paranormal, the answers to the UFO experience, the answers to the questions that we are looking to answer. And the answer is Dr. Barry Outlaw Foster. Welcome to the Dirk Blinker Show.
I'm pleased to be here, Dirkie.
It's a pleasure to have you. Bigfoot Tracker is your title. You, like your father before him and your father before him, have tracked Bigfoot. Is that not correct?
Yes, we've tried to track him as best we could. We've never made direct contact with him, but I've seen him images as we go through the woods or tracks in the dirt. Felt we got pretty close to him. In fact, just recently, I feel I was very close to him, and he got me right with a bump on my head.
I noticed that bump right there, you know. And I should tell you, too, Dr. Foster, as I look at that bump, that maybe you should try Wonder Bread. You know, Wonder Bread builds strong bodies 12 ways. And I worry about that a lot. I mean, do I look vitamin deficient to you?
No, not at all. No.
And I have no bump on my head. But then again, I've not tangled with the Bigfoot, and you have. You grew up in Kaiser, Oregon. Is that true, the great Northwest?
That's correct. It's not a very big area, a big city, but a very quaint and pleasant place to live. Yeah.
And home of the Bigfoot, we're told.
That's right. That's where I believe he was first sighted by anybody. And then after Mount St. Helena blew, we did find some bones long after the explosion, and they were of a size that we thought was Bigfoot.
Well, the interesting thing is, if you mind me for interrupting, and hopefully you won't mind me, essentially after it blew, so did you. You blew town.
Yeah, right. Came to the Cleveland area.
And you came to the Cleveland area not because you're a Tribe fan, no. Why?
No.
Tell the listeners. They want to know.
Well, I felt that there was evidence of Bigfoot being in the Cleveland area also in our park systems. And so I've looked into that. And just recently, again, like I said, I have this bump on my head. I was up on a cliff overlooking a river and looking down and saw tracks. So I went investigating these tracks. It was near a riverbed. And got into a wooded area, and I don't really know that I saw him directly, but something got me on the head, and I know that it was in the area where these big tracks were.
Now, could that area have been, say, Berea? Or maybe closer to, say, Sagamore Hills?
Well, that's kind of classified information. We're going to kind of keep that for my papers that I'm going to be turning in, and as to where this actually took place.
Interesting. That, listeners, is amazing. But please, and if you've just joined us, we're talking to Dr. Barry Foster, nicknamed Outlaw, because his trek to find the Bigfoot has caused him some major problems along the way with the authorities. Is that not true?
Yes, they want to keep it. They don't want to admit that there's one in their area. That's why I'm saying I don't want to tell that at this time. It'll be in papers when the papers are formally presented. Yes, if I've gone to the police or the mayor or a councilman and said something about this, the next thing I know I'm being pulled over for speeding 1 mile an hour. And
I understand.
Okay.
And I hope you don't mind. I'm going to share with the listeners a story you told me off air about the ranger in the parks area, that Ranger Smith, I believe was his name, and doing his normal routine, you know, the picnic baskets and all, and then he found you attaching yourself to a tree and covering yourself in honey. Why did you do that, Dr. Foster?
Well, again, I can't disclose that. I just have to hold back on that. That's part of my way of trying to track a Bigfoot.
I see. Secrecy is tantamount to success in tracking the Bigfoot family.
Correct. Yeah, absolutely.
Now, you think that the Bigfoot family has actually set up home here in the Northeast Ohio area?
Yes, because I feel I have evidence of both male and female Bigfoot. Everybody refers to Bigfoot and they think it's just a male. And yes, we have evidence of male and female, so I assume it's a family and they are setting up residence in this area.
You know, frankly, you have a point there. I've never seen a female Bigfoot and Roseanne Barr in the same room at the same time. You'd find that as a coincidence?
Yeah, yeah, that's a coincidence.
Fact or fantasy? I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, Dr. Foster, our time grows short, but the listeners right now are on the phones, and they may have seen a Bigfoot or may want to talk to one. Let's go to the phones right now. Hello, listener. You're talking to Dr. Barry Outlaw Foster, Bigfoot Authority. Go ahead, caller. What was that noise? Have you ever heard that noise before?
No.
We've lost the call. We've lost the call, and it was from the Western Parks area of Cleveland.
Kind of like a.
Yes, it was a.
That's one of the noises that's one of their communicating words. I'm amazed that they were able to use a telephone.
Well, do Bigfoots carry phone cards?
I don't know where. I've never seen pockets on one of them.
That could be your next study.
Yeah, yeah.
It's been enlightening.
The local phone books.
The local phone books. Dr. Foster, as afraid and as nervous as I am about spending quality time with you right now, somehow I'm secure in knowing that there will be no Bigfoot in the room because you're here. You've never been with one, you've never seen one, and one will not come here tonight.
I hope not.
Thank you for spending quality time. Blinker heads, Dr. Foster, look for him. He'll be in the park system. He's the one with the branches taped to his neck. This is the Dirk Blinker Show. We'll be back.